The pandemic has certainly changed every aspect of our lives as individuals, but also as PR professionals. I talk with Jay Devine, President and CEO of Devine Partners, to discuss what the agency has learned from those changes and to get a feel for where DMP and the PR industry as a whole will head next. Well, let's talk a little bit about some of the, day-to-day tasks within DMP and also, across the industry as PR professionals. With the pandemic hastening newsroom cutbacks, do you think traditional media, matters anymore?
Yeah, I think it will always matter. And we are big advocates for it because I think it plays a really important role in society in a whole variety of different ways. But, there have been cutbacks and we experience that and see it every day. On the upside, the digital world has, and digital media has grown and continues to grow, and we've adapted to that as well. But I think the traditional media still sort of sets the standard for news coverage and, storytelling. And I don't think that's ever going to go away. We can regret the decline of traditional media, but, we have to adapt and take advantage of new forms of media. And so we've done that for clients as well.
Definitely. A little bit of a broader question. Tell us a little bit about a victory or a successful moment or project for DNP that has sort of come out of the pandemic and sort of the, broader lessons that you as a team have learned from this successful moment.
Yeah, so we've just started doing work for a very large addiction treatment organization that has operations in multiple states, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, and they've been impacted seriously by the pandemic in terms of the number of clients that they treat. People were skittish about going in for treatment and participating in group therapy and even residential kinds of treatment. But then also a number of their clients come from referrals through the criminal justice system. And when the courts are closed, they're not getting those kinds of referrals. So they've been, financially seriously impacted, particularly in the state of Maryland. And we've been able to kind of raise that issue and put it on the table through a number of op-eds, stories, even social media posts, and some direct, contact with some of the influencers about those decisions. So they've now raised that, issue in the state of Maryland to the extent that, all of those people who could potentially impact the finances for them have been made aware of it. And, we're hopeful that we're making progress for them towards meeting the financial needs, but also getting patients back into treatment, which they desperately need.
Definitely agree there. So we talked about the change in the media landscape brought by the pandemic and how DNP has, responded as a whole to that change. But what about from a personal standpoint? You, Jay, how have you changed as a leader, due to, everything that's kind of happened around you so quickly?
Yeah, so I think what we're proud of the culture, at DNP and, some of the things that we did, every week we did, in person. We would have lunch together every Friday. We would meet on Mondays, that kind of thing. And then lots of different meetings in and out of each other's offices and workspaces all throughout the week. And so one of the challenges that I immediately thought about was how can we replicate that, that now that we're all at home and, what can we do that, would try and make that, somewhat normal again. And so we've been able to get together now a couple times a week and, on our traditional Monday meeting, we still talk about the things that need to be talked about, but then we try and have fun on like Wednesdays and Fridays when we get together over Zoom and play games and, really try and kind of keep that cohesive culture that we're so proud of. And I think we've been successful at doing that. So I'm proud of the fact that, we've been able to maintain, that kind of connectedness, albeit, digitally, but we look forward to the time that we can all be back together. But that's been great. And it takes people's minds off of, it just gives them a break during the week because, I know for me personally, when you have that laptop at home all the time, you never really leave the office. So
right.
I know that too, Mylin, because I know you've been working harder than ever. So whereas most people think, oh, geez, you're working from home and, how easy is that? It's tough to turn the laptop off sometimes. So we need to take our mind off of, just doing work all the time and have a little bit of fun. So I'm proud of the fact that we've been able to do that.
Telling your story in a compelling and effective way is more critical than ever, considering this new normal. But as always, we PR pros are up to the challenge. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.